Pidge, have the Englishman popped up to see you up at Noosa again?
No, I think a bit far. I thought they would have given you a bell, maybe, because you play at Royal Melbourne, don't you? Normally once or twice a week.
I'd probably have to have a bit of a word, but that'd be pretty tough. But how are you thinking about the Ashes? What about Port Melbourne and Sydney? Once again, the Ashes is dead.
Well, it's not really dead. There's still 5-0 riding on it.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah,
call.
And for the English, if they go home 5-0, there may not be any more Bazball. Well, there may not be Baz any around at all, let alone Bazball.
There'll be a ball. It just might not be Bazball.
Yeah. So.
All right. Good chat, Diz. Let's get into it.
Got him.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Fast Bowling Cartel podcast. My name's Damien Fleming, joined by a couple of legends. The third highest test wicket taker for Australia now, Glenn McGrath. Yeah. And Jason Gillespie. How you feeling, Pidge?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Good to see you, boys.
Good to see you, boys.
It's still on the podium, number 3. But the way I look at it, spinners should have their own group and fast bowlers should have their own group. So in one respect, I'm still at the top of the
table. Hey, Big Diz, just some news quickly. We'll go on to it, but obviously Todd Murphy and Jai Richardson into the Aussie squad. So it looks like Todd Murphy will play, and then Pat Cummins is out for the series, which he sort of alluded to. But myself and Pigeon did the Day 5 review. We haven't really got your thoughts on Adelaide. Can you quickly give us a summary from your end?
Yeah, first of all, thanks, Flam, and g'day, Pidge. Day 5. I mean, it was a thrilling day's cricket, actually. Thought England were there to play, and I think a lot of people were asking, where was that tests 1 and 2? So probably a little bit of frustration from if you're an English supporter for sure, but they put up a fight. Australia again, just in the key moments, just continually step up and look, thoroughly deserved winners. And seeing the celebrations that the Australians had brought out a new term of phrase. We've seen Ron Ball. How good's that?
I like it.
Travis Head, because fortunate enough to go into the change rooms after and had a bit of a chat to the boys, and Trav comes bounding in with this big box, and he's opening it up, and he's throwing T-shirts at all the boys. Lads, get around here, get around Ron Ball, and Ronnie's in the corner, Ronnie's quite understated, isn't he?
He doesn't want that.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be center of attention, so he's just at the side, just being in the corner, and all the boys are getting around him, and they're whacking their shirts on, and they're having a couple of cold beverages. It was nice. It was wonderful to be invited in, for those of us that were able to, former players. But yeah, you don't want to stay too long in the dressing room. You want to go in and pay your respects, and because as you know, guys, once your time's done in the Australian dressing room, you just want to allow these guys. This is their moment, their time, and let them enjoy it. But to get the invite and go in and have a quick beer with the boys and congratulate them all on the Ashes, it was very nice, very nice.
But when you think about it, Diz, when we played and the chance or an opportunity for ex-players to come in, we loved it. I remember sitting down in Hobart after a test match, and Ray Lindwall came in, and I thought it was the best thing ever. So, unfortunately, I actually went and filled in for Vorney, who had to race home. His father passed away, unfortunately, so our thoughts are with...
so our thoughts are with the Vorney
Michael
family,
and his family. But so I filled in on their little podcast. Otherwise, would have come down and had a little quiet one with you, and congratulated Nathan Lyon again, and asked him why he couldn't have injured himself maybe in the first, before he bowled that first over. But to think that Lino's out now, he needs an operation on his hamstring. That's he must have done it bloody badly. That's another blow for Australia.
So Pidge, just on that, I actually spoke to Nathan. He said he had quite a significant tear, so he was going in. I think he's having surgery, so he'll be out for a length of time. Which is a real blow for him, but he's pretty upbeat, boys. He's pretty upbeat and knows a bit of time away from the game, but, he's really confident he can come back a bit stronger. And Flem, it's just showing the Prez is still a little bit bitter, isn't he? He's a bit grizzly about being third on the podium now.
I tell you what, I mean, what about
Which podium is it?
what?
Well, on the all-time, I'm like a shadow down the end now.
What shits me though, one of the reasons to start this podcast is I want to do it with two of my best mates, and I want ex-players talk about cricket and blah blah blah. And obviously, we can give it away. We set this up a month ago. That we got you. You know, when Nathan went past you, you're going to act like you're angry and all that sort of stuff. So I got the vision. Went to a lunch to speak at. By the end of that, it had gone viral. All those other boring media corporations that couldn't think of something entertaining themselves,
they had to use our
stole
stuff.
it off us.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that Fox went, "Oh, quick, go to McGrath, he's losing it," and Howie got, "No, you idiots, he's just taking the mickey." So Flav, we've set it up, but we were thinking that it might be we didn't realise we'd be on there commentating. We thought we'd been in back rooms where I could kick chairs around and carry on. But, we thought it would have been Perth, and then, not Perth. Then we thought Brisbane, not Brisbane. And then, when it came to Adelaide, he didn't muck around, did he? Got him in his first over.
I'll tell you what, Flem.
So well.
I'll tell you what, Flem. I've also might have a picture of Pidge trying to get into the ABC Combox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I might have that, so we might have to...
Did we not put that one out too, Flem? I thought we put that one out.
Yeah, we put that out, I think, after day 3.
Because that made me laugh.
Out.
I was laughing hard.
How did they feel in there? Like, he's banned.
Yeah,
he's trying to get in there.
They've had the door locked, and I tried to sneak in, and Diz just grabbed me by the leg and dragged me out. Like,
Flem, seriously. I think we're just starting to get sick and tired of just this constant... want to get in and be part of it. It's
and really, what were the odds of him trying to get into the ABC box?
I don't think
I'm actually asking Pigeon.
You're not allowed to mention that on
odds?
ABC.
Yeah, I'm asking. Now you're with whoever you're with. What were the odds? 5-1 or?
No, I reckon it was odds on. It was odds on. It wasn't like actually talking about that. There was a horse ran in the UK called Blowers. After Henry Blofeld, the legendary commentator for long time Blowers, good, my dear old chaps, 300-1, and he brought it home. He brought it home. A horse named after him. So there's some long odds coming through, but I dare say England were at the odds of winning Adelaide were pretty long as well.
No. Just on that former player thing too, I think the last time I went in the rooms was when you retired, Pidge, with Warney and JL. But I do remember when we won down in Hobart against Pakistan when Adam Gilchrist got a 100 in his second test, and then Alfie Justin Langer, who was under the pump as usual for his spot, got 100, and against a great attack, wasn't it? Akram, Shoaib Akhtar, all that sort of stuff. But on the night before, we had dinner with 4 of the Invincibles. Arthur Morris, Bill Johnson, was Bill Brown there? But I was on Arthur Morris's table, and he was loving his red wine. He was obviously a witty man. He told this story I loved about the Prime Minister's 11, and he'd retired a few years before. Lindsay Hassett, the former Australian captain, had retired, but Sir Robert Menzies, the Prime Minister at the time, come up with the Prime Minister's 11 because he loved it that much. So, and his favourite player was Lindsay Hassett, who was a really witty, funny little man who used to play for South Melbourne, my team. So they had retired, Lindsay and Arthur, but Arthur Morris started playing district cricket again, club cricket. And he was talking about how he got this bat that was just, he'd retired from Test cricket and he gets the best bat ever. So it's just like, that'd be my luck. This is the best bat I've ever had. So he goes out against England, Prime Minister's 11, scores a few runs, sits next to Sir Robert Menzies near I think it was a 50-over game even back then. And Lindsay Hassett walks out and Sir Robert Menzies goes, look at Lindsay coming out. He's an ornament to the game. He just loves him. It's his favourite player. And Lindsay gets a few runs. And as they're walking back, he's raising his bat. And Sir Robert Menzies goes to Arthur, Morris, look at Lindsay just raising his bat for the last time. What about, have a look, see what he did there. He just gave his bat away to a young fan. I tell you what a great man like that. And Arthur Morris looks quickly and looks at it deeply, goes, his bat, that's my fucking bat. He's batted with Arthur Morris's bat and gave it away.
His best ever bat.
And then Arthur Morris is drinking afterwards, and there's a knock on the door, and there's Lindsay Hassett with the kid. And he goes, "Oh, young Tommy, yeah, go around and get your new bat signed." And particularly for Mr. Morris, he loves signing bats.
That's just an absolute stitch-up.
What a stitch-up. But I remember Arthur Morris telling that story, and we went on to win that famous test match.
Flem, I remember another Arthur Morris story. He was asked, I think, a number of years later after Bradman's last test.
Have you got a ghost in your room, Flem? Diz?
What is it?
Sorry, mate?
Was there a ghost in your room just then? I could see it on your screen.
Like a shadow?
Oh, no. I think it was a fly. Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Arthur Morris was at a sportsman's night or whatever, at a function, and was asked, did you actually, play Bradman's last test match? He got out, second ball, duck bowled Eric Hollies. Did you play in that game? And Arthur Morris said, "Yeah, I made 196."
I was
No
at the
one
other end
remembers
when
that.
he got out.
The most forgotten innings of all time.
Oh, it's just love, it's great having those points. And for those guys, they were it was the current group that invited the ex-players in. It was fantastic. Hey, so Cummins is out, but I did want to talk about his captaincy. I thought it was just absolutely brilliant, and with a lot of great astuteness. He bowled. How well did he bowl for that layoff? He got the big wickets, but I thought, geez, he worked well with all the bowlers. He was always going up for a chat. So even for this series, I mean, I admire Ben Stokes so much. He leads with his actions, but he's a very reactive captain, and I think that's another thing where Australia won with Stephen Smith as a filling captain, who's a gun, and with Pat Cummins. It was on show again in Adelaide.
Oh, without a doubt. And yeah, that's what it's about. You've got to stay in front of the game. You can't just let it sort of go and just drift along hoping the batsman will make a mistake. So, having sort of in-out fields and then changing them around, and, it's that's what it's about. And, you look at the bowlers, they all bowled about 17 overs each in each innings, except for Liner, who obviously bowled more. But to hit the ground running for himself was incredible. But then to do the captaincy on top of it and keep on top of the game, even in that last day, you don't want to panic. You got to keep hanging in and think, we only have to create 4 chances. They hung in there and, the chances came along. He looked pretty happy when he took that catch of the first one. And then when they took that last wicket, happy days. So, I think the captaincy was on display. And I think there's been a bit out of England camp about how, Ben Stokes didn't captain as well as what Pat did.
Yeah, and further to that, Pidge, I think you're absolutely right, and I think you've summed it up really well there. I just think as well, with the Nathan Lyon injury, I reckon there were a couple of bit of nerves in the Aussie camp, because all of a sudden spin wasn't going to be a threat, and that's no disrespect to Travis Head, but he's no Nathan Lyon. So spin wasn't going to be the threat. Spin we felt was going to be the main threat on day 5.
Yep.
All of a sudden, that was off the table. So England must have felt they were half a chance there. But I thought the way Pat kept things calm out there, they just focused on the process. That's what it looked like to me. As you said, Ben Stokes can be quite reactive as a captain. It's almost he's 10 minutes behind the play, whereas Pat Cummins sometimes is 10 minutes in front of the play. So I think, a big tick for him as captain, and a big tick for the Australian side to stay patient when, things pivoted and changed, particularly with the Nathan Lyon injury.
They had better moments in that test match, England. And I thought day 5, Smith and Jacks batted really well, which leads us into one of our segments. We've got a couple of wonderful sponsors, and this one is the Swyftx All-Rounder Index. So it's for a bowler who just goes up and beyond with the bat to be classified as an all-rounder. And in this test match, I'm actually going an Englishman, and it is Jofra Archer, who copped so much after the Gabba, and he should have. You've got to be able to back that up, but he got 5 for with the ball. But he actually scored 51 batting at number 10, including some Calypso magic. I mean, it was classic England, wasn't it? It was they had their New Zealand captain and their West Indian-born fast bowler almost saving him. Wasn't it? Classic England.
Classic.
with their recruiting from overseas.
Well,
they put on 106, those guys.
Mm.
And Joffre, I tell you what, he looked classic.
Yeah, no, he did. He's got a good defence, hasn't he? And then he doesn't mind playing a few shots. I think he averages around 38 in first-class cricket in England. So he hasn't transferred that out to the middle in Test cricket yet, though we saw some decent start for him there in that Test. So, and even when he got out in that second innings, geez, he nailed that one. But just picked out who was fielding out there. Who was that?
Jake Weatherall.
It was Jake, wasn't it? Yeah, just didn't have to move a millimetre, but he nailed it.
He smashed that.
Yeah, he certainly did. And look, having coached Jofra Archer a couple of seasons at Sussex in English county cricket, look, he made some really good contributions. He batted as high as 8 at times for Sussex. So look, he can hold a bat. He is talented with a bat. Before this tour, I think he was averaging 8 in Test cricket. So which belies his 30-plus average in first-class cricket. So he can bat. He's just showing exactly what it was. And I think, Flem, you're exactly right. I mean, an all-rounder, backing up 5 wickets with the ball with the 51 runs. It's a good choice, Flem.
Yeah, happy days.
Yeah.
Very good, Flem. The one thing I'll add is there was a bit of talk around the English commentators that Joffre might even sort of move up the order and fill in for Ollie Pope. Maybe come in at number 3.
Is he getting too many runs?
No, he's got a good technique. You just never know.
Yeah, he was great. Okay, thanks to Swyftx. I like the all-rounder index.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Particularly it's been a bit slanted to the FBC, but make sure you sign up and verify with Swyftx to get $20 in Bitcoin, available for new customers only. See where crypto can take you with Swyftx. Promo code FBC20.
We love that.
Yep.
It's hard to forget that one. You can find the link in the episode description. We're going into a Boxing Day test, gentlemen. Do you guys have any really fond memories, either watching as a fan or the test matches, Ashes test matches you played on Boxing Day?
Yeah, well, the ones I remember before playing myself was obviously that test match where Tomo and AB nearly brought us home. And unfortunately, Tomo got out with a couple of runs to spare. There was that one that sort of stands out. And then for me, 98, 99 was not a one that I want to remember. Where we're only chasing 170, I think, and fell short. So, yeah, a lot of memories there. There were some good ones. I remember putting on a 100-run partnership against South Africa, but we won't mention that because it's not the Ashes.
Save that for when South Africa tour again, but that was unbelievable.
Perfect.
What was that? Which one? I forget. Don't even know what you're talking
I've
about.
forgotten.
But
for me, Pidge, and I think that one, I think it was 82-3 with AB and Tomo put on that great partnership. Then Tomo, finally, Bruce, Bob, I was going to say Bruce Willis, Bob Willis, the late Bob Willis, finally brought Ian Botham on to bowl. He just sort of, Beefy was always saying, look, I'm still here, bowl me. And, he's obviously a knack of taking wickets and got the edge. And I think it was parried from, was it Chris Tavares? And then Jeff Miller took the catch at slip. So that's a memory, and not so great memory. But for me, and there's been a lot of good memories. But for me, I can't go past Scotty Boland, guys. 6 for 7. I think there was a chance to build this man a statue. It was absolutely brilliant. Only the second Indigenous man to represent Australia in Test cricket at the time, with obviously Brendan Doggett. This series becoming the third. So, it was a big moment in Australian cricket. And for Scott Boland on his home ground, MCG, just showed exactly how to bowl there, didn't he? He's done it for years for Victoria, toiling away on what sometimes has been in Shield cricket, a pretty benign surface for a bit of a graveyard for fast bowlers. And I think that's actually helped Scott Boland in his Test career, having to bowl on a surface that offers very little assistance. It teaches you the disciplines of the lines and the lengths you have to bowl. And, he got rewarded with that 6 for 7. It was a joy to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, it was exceptional, that innings. It was just doing a bit. And if there's anything in the pitch bowler will find it. But I guess the one that stands out for me, which I didn't cover, was final test match there. Capacity crowd, Shano on 699, picks up his 700th. I think we've talked about this in previous episodes, but playing at the MCG with nearly 100,000 people is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. That they're all in my highlights as well. With Bolo was on debut. People forget that, and he won the Johnny Muller medal.
Trophy. Yeah. Johnny Muller medal.
Johnny Muller, was the captain and the star player of the Indigenous Tour back in 1868. So that just felt right, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'll go back to, I had that as a low light, the bloody AB Tomo one, because I went the day before when we're going to lose, and I watched the start of the partnership. So you're thinking, we're going to get home here. And then it was at 2 or 3 runs. It was the lowest runs win ever at that stage in the Ashes. I got Bruce Reid 11 wickets in 91 when it was at its flattest. And he took 11 wickets, I think.
Yeah.
He was an insane bowler, wasn't he, Bruce Reid? I mean, if his body had held up, he would be right up there in the highest for just pure talent and skill.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? Both him and Ryan Harris have exactly the same record. They both played 27 tests, and I think it's something like 115 wickets or something. So they're both two wonderful bowlers for Australia. They both had injuries that probably, curtailed their, playing longer. But Bruce Reid just, I remember facing him in Shield cricket right at the end of his career. And literally, boys, I couldn't lay bat on him. I actually apologised to him. I said, sorry, Bruce, I just cannot lay bat on you. And he's just smiling. The very affable man and very laid back. Also, it's just a young kid coming through. And, I think he was still part of the Fast Bowlers Union back in those days. And he's just laughing. Eventually, I managed to get something on it, nicked it to the keeper, and gladly walked off because he was just too bloody good.
Yeah, I reckon I got a few first ballers in Perth against him. And it seemed to take ages from the nick till Ziggy Zura would yell out, "Thanks, Flemo. Thanks very much. Piss off, Flemo." It seemed like half an hour from the nick till Ziggy actually caught it and told you where to go. I had 94-95, my first Ashes test, when Warney got his hat-trick.
Yep.
That was massive on day 5. And then, the worst moments, that 98-99 pigeon, we should never have lost that. We were too concerned with winning it that night, weren't we? We were looking. Me and Funky had, the Star Bar booked. We had drinks here. We had free drinks everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Rampler Cash took that unbelievable catch, and it seemed like half an hour later we'd lost.
Yeah. So things
would
were
have
going
won
well.
it the next day.
I know. Well, 2 for 100. What was it? 2 for 103. JL batting well, and that catch from Ramps was unbelievable. Then all of a sudden, all over.
Was it Dean Headley took 6 for, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bowled beautifully.
He bowled well.
Reverse swing.
Big reverse swing. I remember I didn't challenge the scorers at all in that test match. I think I may have faced 3, maybe 4 balls for my 2 ducks, but anyway, it's too good for me. But that's another test that we should have won that we just let slip. And the batsman again. It's always the batsman. It's never the bowlers.
We did our job.
Never the bowlers.
Who debuted that test match? Who was you and me opened the bowling. Who was the third seamer?
The third seamer was, who was it? Because McGilla played, Warney didn't play.
Tall and bouncy. Only played 1 test.
Oh, I know.
A little bit of Radic in Zimbabwe.
I know. Matty Nicholson.
Nico.
One of Junior's favourites. We won't go there just yet. And my last worst moment was 2010-11. I think by day 1, they bowled us out and already passed our score. And the low light was watching Graham Swan in front of Bay 13, the sprinkler.
That's a proper low light.
That was a low light there. Hey, Diz, you've had a little bit of time to consider this next segment, and it is called Give Me a Spell.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Oh,
Flemo.
no.
It's one of my favourites, Flem. It's my favourite.
Boys.
Diz, are you getting any feedback as you go? Like, we're getting a lot of love when we walk around the FBC and all that.
I get the odd person
give me
yell
a spell,
out.
Diz.
Every now and again. Give me a spell, Diz. And I just think, yeah, look, we're having some impact here. And people are loving the Give Me a Spell segment. So, look, I've got a couple. I've been reading through the news in the aftermath of Australia 3-0 up. Now, I'm going to start. And I've got a couple of quotes from Coach Brendan McCullum.
No.
One thing he said, we got so caught up and so driven to succeed that we almost got in our own way. What does that even mean? Give me a spell, Baz. What does that mean? That's just nonsense. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means, right? The other one he said, I've got another one from Baz. He was asked about, obviously, his job. People are saying that, there's, jobs could be on the line, all this sort of stuff, which naturally happens when you're losing and that's a lot of a coach, right? But his response was, it's a pretty good gig. It's good fun. You travel the world with the lads and try to play some exciting cricket and try to achieve some things. Well, I'll tell you what, Izzy Westbury on social media summed up that quote perfectly. She just said, I thought this was brilliant. She said, this quote could just as easily have been from a deckhand working the super yachts cash in hand every summer. So, Baz, I'm sorry, mate, but give me a spell. That's no good.
Brilliant from Izzy, though.
And, yeah, Izzy, great response from Izzy Westbury, our friend, UK friend. And just one more. Give me a spell, boys, and this is a serious one. This guy irritates me, I must say.
Batsman?
Piers Morgan.
Oh, poor old Piers.
What's he done now?
Piers, is there anything you don't whinge or moan about? I noticed that Binger, one of the members of the fast bowling cartel, asked on socials if you needed a cuddle after another Ashes loss. I saw, Piers, that you resorted to calling us convicts, saying, have all the convicts emigrated to Knightsbridge? This is when the Aussie fans, when he was in Harrods, reminding him of the Ashes scoreline. So, you're sick of Australians in the UK, Piers? Well, I'm sick of you sharing your opinion on absolutely everything. Right? Were you at Harrods? What were you there for? Were you there for the opening of a bloody envelope or something? Give me a spell, Piers. Dizzy out.
It's gold.
Very good, Diz. I was just thinking with Binger, he wouldn't want a cuddle from Binger. He's probably still sore through the broken ribs there. Just give him a little extra squeeze.
You know, one thing that did make me laugh, and it was a bit sad as well at the same time, when I watched that footage of Binger bowling, Binger's back foot was just about on the front line as well. When it was
so just standard for Binger in the nets.
It was standard for Binger. It was a nightmare to face in the nets. Oh, my Lord.
I just got a feeling the English camp's going to give you a lot more gimme spells. I thought you were going to go Zach Crawley as well. Like,
don't worry. Hey,
he batted so well, but it's all bizarre. We can win the next two tests, and it's 3-2. Yeah, it's been a pretty good series.
No, mate. You've lost the Ashes. No, mate.
If it's 5-0, it'll be a full hour of Dizzy, give me a spell.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, don't worry.
I can't wait for Sydney.
I'm getting some more fodder.
And just to add on, I think Piers Morgan came out and his prediction was 5-0 to the Poms for this series.
He did.
He's going well. Hey, can we get back on track here? Because we need to give some love to the fast bowlers. And of course, we got some great sponsors, and BB are unreal. And this one's the BB Golden Longneck Award. We love anointing or appointing the winner of this one.
Yeah, no, and I've been lucky enough to choose, presented by VB for the hardest working fast bowler. Yes. Only for over 18s, and make sure you drink responsibly. But, hardest working fast bowler, it's really, those words don't need to go together, really. It just says fast bowler. But I think, you look at all the boys bowled well. All the bowlers, all the fast bowlers, bowled about 17 overs each in each innings, which is a pretty decent workload, sort of average day at the office. Lino bowled 53 overs, but if you use Dizzy's theory on spinners to fast bowlers, It's 1 over per 10 overs for a spinner, which is about average. So thinking about how all the boys went, I've decided to go for the captain, Pat Cummins. You know, he's been on a big spell. He hasn't bowled in a match for how long? Just straight back in the test match, straight back in the right areas, good pace, carrying through, wicket in the second over, and really set the tone and looked brilliant the whole time. It's disappointing that he's not here for the rest of the series, but you know, to hit the ground running, what he bowled 17 and 17, 6 wickets for the match. Brilliant effort, and he's my Golden Longneck Award for the hardest working fast bowler.
Pidge, fantastic. Couldn't agree more. I think Captain Pat was absolutely brilliant. I think also we need to give a shout out to the medical staff and to the coaching staff for preparing him. Yes, he didn't play a game. He hasn't played a game since Kingston, Jamaica on the West Indies tour. And to get him up and about and robust and strong enough to get through a test match without actually having any match practice. So they've obviously simulated that well in centre wicket scenarios, multiple spells, staying on his feet. We've talked about that, being on your feet all day to get used to simulating what it's like to be on the field. So I think a shout out to the Australian medical staff and the Australian coaching staff for doing a great job. And obviously Pat as well for getting himself right.
Yeah, I thought he bowled beautifully. It was just, you know, I hadn't seen him for a little while, and he's phenomenal with his accuracy. The wobbled seam, there was a little bit of outswing, and then just his changes of pace. You know, he was bowling full off cutters, but then he was bowling off pace bounces, which makes his full speed bouncer even more. You know, like he is a fast bowling dynamo, Pat Cummins, and we want him to rest up because from, you know, July, August next year, there's a big run, isn't there? About 21 tests that are pretty close together. But I thought he captained well, batted okay, bowled superbly. He is a deserved winner of the VB Golden Longneck Award. Just before we get our predictions for Boxing Day, the Big Bash is going, and it's gone bloody well. The Brisbane Heat chased 250 a few nights ago. Wildermuth and Matty Renshaw, who's flying in all three formats, got him home. Chris Jordan for the Hurricanes has been sensational. It's just going another level, I reckon, the BBL.
Yeah, no, unbelievable, wasn't it? So what was that, 36 sixes in the match? That's only one per over. Yeah, what do they project? They must produce a flat wicket. Like, yeah, they were decent hits as well by what I saw. So, that goes to show how T20 cricket could go to the US. Imagine going to the baseball match and seeing 36 home runs in one game. But that was exceptional. I felt for the bowlers in that game. It looked like it was hard work.
You're the Prez. Should we write a report? Is it going too far that way? Do you feel comfortable potentially writing to Cricket Australia about the pitches?
Yeah, maybe we should just write a letter and title it, "Give me a spell, Cricket Australia. Leave a bit of grass on these pitches."
Maybe you write it, Diz, and obviously all of us sign it, because I didn't think of that angle. I was thinking about the entertainment, but it's not helping our young FBC members.
Yeah, I think it does help at the same time, Flem and Pidge. I think it can help young bowlers. It demands that they work harder on their skills and get their skills right. So, you know, you're less margin for error. You've got to make sure you get your Yorker right. You've got to make sure your strategy, your field settings are just right. And most importantly, in every different delivery you bowl, you've got to execute that skill. So you've got to practice those skills. You know, I've always said it as a coach, you don't get better by doing less. So you keep working hard, keep working on these little skills. You're going to have days where it works for you, and you're going to have days where it doesn't quite work for you. And that is almost the nature of T20 cricket. But you can put the odds in your favour as a bowler by making sure you tick those boxes and get that specific skill work in.
Yeah, and on top of
you
that...
don't get better, sorry, Pidge, you don't get better doing less. Can I do a little bit of a suggestion to you, Jason? When you're doing your interview for the English coaching job, don't say that. They won't know what that means. Everything you just said then, the English cricketers will go, what's he talking about?
as long as it's not to do with cricket, it's a golf. It's we'll have a few more games, but
we'll play more games of golf. Okay.
No, the other thing I was going to add to that is, in games where things went horribly wrong, or you got hit everywhere, or didn't get any wickets, sit back and analyse what happened, what worked, what didn't work. And then so you can put that in place next time. So those bowlers from that game, they go, okay, did we execute? Yes or no? Where could I bowl better? And like you said,
correct.
It could be a massive learning experience that holds them in good stead for the rest of their career.
Spot on. Pitch.
Okay, I did Brisbane Heat and Sydney Thunder in Canberra last night, and it got me thinking. It's a mini give me a spell, and Constas and Gilks batted really well for Thunder, and they raised the bat for the 50. In between that, Nathan McAndrew, balls were flying everywhere. Bowls a maiden over. And as he gets his hat, no one else says anything. So I did say it on the broadcast on Channel 7. Should you raise the ball if you bowl a maiden in the BBL?
Yes, 100%.
Because what about this for a stat? There's been 300s in the BBL this year, and everyone's raising, how good's this? There's only been 2 maidens.
There you go. Maidens are harder to
and score hundreds in the BBL. So
I'm with you. Yeah, but the batsmen get to raise their bat at 50
and 100.
And when they walk off,
that's like bowlers bowling 3 dot balls.
Well, let's just get the maiden over the line first. I'm not against. That is like 3 strikes in baseball, but let's go that first. We're doing the game tonight with the strikers and stars.
Yes.
So I might have a word to a bit of vegan venom. Peter Siddle, who's still bowling really fast. I might go, Sidsy, if you get a maiden, can you raise the ball, please?
So how does it work, Flem? So you have to get the ball back off the umpire and just give it a quick raise? Or
yes.
That's it. So that.
But I'd like the actual umpires, batsmen and crowds to be on that it's an unbelievably significant moment. Only 2 so far for the tournament.
Yeah. I'm with you, Flem. Yep, 100%.
Boxing Day predictions, please.
Yeah, I think...
who's in the team and what's the result?
So I think Todd Murphy's definitely going to play. He's the only spinner in the 15-man squad. You must play a spinner at the MCG, so it's great to see Todd Murphy back in the squad. They would have debated. They had obviously Matt Kuhneman and Corey Roccacioli probably to consider, possibly a Swyftx, but good selection. Todd Murphy, he played recently, so no dramas there. I wonder if there's going to be a bit of a groundswell for them to play Jai Richardson. He's been named in the squad. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard conversation with Michael Neser or Brendan Doggett. With Jai Richardson coming in and possibly leapfrogging, but you just wonder, what is the reason to bring him into the squad? Is it to just get him around the group, or is the reason because we want to play him? We think he's ready. We rate him highly. He brings a bit more airspeed, something different. So I just wonder if the Australian selectors will be thinking that. And then the other one, I suppose, is with Steve Smith coming back in, who goes out of the team. You'd think it's one of either Usman or Josh Inglis, and with Usman getting a 40 and an 82, it'd be a pretty tough conversation to leave him out. So I'm probably thinking Inglis out, but the only other thing they could possibly do is move Usman back to the top and leave Jake Weatherald out to bring Smudge back in. But I can't imagine they'd move Jake Weatherald on after 3 test matches.
Interesting, Tiz. Yeah, no, looking at Smudge coming back, it's interesting. Uzi probably thought his career was done and dusted, and got that little lifeline there, went out. Yeah, he got dropped on. What was he? Dropped on 5 or 6, I think, and went on to get 82. So, and he's a fair chance of playing at the MCG out of him and Inglis, and I think they'll probably potentially go Kawaja. I don't know. They've got a few quicks coming in, haven't they? They've got Doggett there. They've got Neser. They've got Jai Richardson. They're not looking at resting one of the other 2, are they? I hope not.
I'm not sure. I don't think they will rest. Stark's made it very clear he wants to play. Boland, mate, there'd be a riot if he doesn't play the MCG. So I think they'll play. But the only other one is just to jump in is Cameron Green under pressure for his spot from Bo Webster. That would be probably the only other one that the selectors may be looking at, because Green's probably fair to say he's probably underachieved a little bit. Hasn't bowled heaps of overs. I'd be interested to see which way they pivot on that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm sort of with you, Diz. I'll go, Usman keeps his spot now. I was happy that he, not happy, but I had Inglis in for Adelaide. It was only the injury that allowed. But after he got dropped, Pidge, he just seemed to play shots, Usman.
Yeah, just
free
came out
flowing and taking it on.
Bit like Travis said in Brisbane. Got dropped, and then all of a sudden, I'm not just going to defend you. I'm actually going to play a few shots, and he looked good.
So keep going that way, Usman. And I think, they're bringing I think the Australia A games and then releasing him for the Bash. I think Jai Richardson's going to play, and I'm excited. Just he's got that extra pace, swings the ball both ways. I'd love him to have an extended run in there because he is in that age group where you go, he'd be first picked in the next generation of quicks there. And I just expect the Aussies to win again. England, if they play with that, if a couple of other players come along to the party to play that tough cricket, Crawley surely learn a bit about Test match batting there. He can take his time to set. He looked a really good player.
He's played
there.
60 Test matches, Flynn.
Yeah, so he actually learned by now.
And also Joe Root with no Cummins. Isn't it funny? Cummins comes back in. Roots gets a really great 100, and we're worried he's going to get going for the rest of the series. But Cummins nailed him. So I think Joe Root will get runs in the next couple of tests there. But Aussies 4-0.
Agreed.
Without a doubt. So still a chance of 5-0. Amazing how many English fans are coming up to me. They came up to me after Brisbane. They came after Perth, after Brisbane, now Adelaide. Yep. You're going to be right this time. It's going to be 5-0. And they just look like
it's gone.
They've already given up. Like I said, come on, it's not over yet. But 4-0 after the.
And you're in your work for the BBC too. You must have seen the range of emotions from
on day
at
4.
lunch day 2 in Perth. They're winning 5-0, I reckon. Yeah.
Even day 5 at Adelaide. Then they were up and down. I remember Izzy came out. She was pumped. We could do it. Yeah. So they'll never a chance.
Hey, and to you guys and everyone, have a great Christmas. And to all the listeners, make sure you subscribe, like, comment. We're happy to answer any questions here. But most of all, that's it from the Fast Bowling Cartel.
Thanks,
we'll be having a chat after day 1, Boxing Day. Looking forward to it.
Look forward to it. Merry Christmas, boys. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Go Aussies.
Merry Christmas.